Hey, and good morning, everybody. This is Sherman Ray, Black Success Magazine, the podcast. It's Monday, and we are here with another great show today. Today, we're going to talk about 5 clues that your business needs to get with the trends. That's right. We've identified in the last couple of, in the last at least 6, 8 months, especially through 2021, 5 trends that are going on in the marketplace that your business needs to know about. And we're going to talk about those on this episode of Black Success Magazine, the podcast. But before we get going, let's talk a little bit about the magazine, about what we do here. Black Success Magazine is really about success. It's really all we talk about. We talk about the people, the places, the trends that we're going to be talking about today that can really impact your business on a daily basis. So we hope that you tune in with us each and every Monday through Friday, 8:30 in the morning, till about 9 o'clock or so, and just talk about business trends and all kinds of things. Um, and if you want to go to our website, you can go to our website, which is at blacksuccessmagazine.com. Check out our magazine, uh, find articles, you'll find videos, podcasts, of course, because we always have our podcasts, and those are updated every day. We have an RSS feed that goes there. So if you've missed the podcast today, you can go to our magazine, or excuse me, our website at blacksuccessmagazine.com, and you can check that out. If you'd like to send me an email, just send it to info blacksuccessmagazine.com, and you can send me an email, especially if you've got an article that you want me to highlight, or maybe you want to be an advertiser. Our next magazine is actually coming out in March, so we're already preparing that. Very excited about it. We're also really excited about the TV show that we're working on. It's called Las Vegas Speaks. So we've been really in a lot of negotiations with a lot of really, just fantastic people that are going to be talking about the new TV show. So check that out. You can go to LasVegasSpeaks.com and you can actually see it. The website is up. And of course, everything we do: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Apple Podcast. If you like to check out the podcast, just go to Siri and go, "Hey Siri, I want to hear the Black Success Magazine podcast," and it will be up. So let's talk about 5 clues your business has to get with the trends. This was a fantastic article that I read, and this was in Entrepreneur Magazine. The lady's name is Anastasia, or Anastasia. Yeah, Anastasia. And I'm going to destroy her last name, so I'll just call her Anastasia G. And she wrote a really just a fantastic article. And it's really recent. I mean, today is what, the 25th? So she actually wrote this article today. I just happened to pick it up. But she's identified some things that I just concur with just wholeheartedly as far as trends that your business needs to know about. I mean, if you don't know about these trends, you could have a really long summer. I mean, you really could. You could be going to the left when everything else is going to the right, or you could be going down when everything else is going up. We want to make sure that you know where you're going to. Mm, so let's get started. Number one, if you have not noticed, and many of you have, COVID during 2020 revealed a lot of things in the marketplace. And one of those biggest things is number one on our list, and that everyone is online. I mean, it's not even a little bit, folks. It is a huge number. As a matter of fact, I'm going to read from the article that we were talking about here. And Anastasia says that not only have people gone online here in the United States, but globally, everybody's online. This is not just a little thing. This is a huge thing where everybody is online. That in the new reality, daily screen time has jumped a massive 10 hours a day. I mean, 10 hours. I'm online all the time, folks. All the time. There's just really, I'm probably online probably 8 hours a day, at least 8 hours a day. But most people they've expanded that screen time to 10 hours a day, browsing the internet, browsing through content, going for all kinds of things. Companies need to keep this presence top of mind. As your business moves forward, one of the things that you need to keep in mind is that there's a lot of people online. I mean, had you known, if you knew then at the beginning of this whole COVID pandemic, what you know now, what would you do different? You'd probably do a lot of things different. Matter of fact, you could have written a book. Many people have written books. Many people have lost weight. They've created new paradigms, new businesses because they saw this coming a long time ago. And you can too. So businesses need to know that the most effective way to do that is by reaching customers where they are. That's online. They're not walking down the street. Okay, they're just not there anymore. They are online and they are active online. Not just online, but they're active. And I think that's probably one of the biggest things, that they're actively looking for opportunities. They're looking for products. They're looking for education. They're looking for social engagement. They're looking for news. They're just online. And many of them, that's their business. That's really where they're at. So B2B, B2C, those kind of engagements, those are happening online right now. Networking events, that's a lot of that's online now. We're going to talk a little bit more about that. But a 10-hour jump in the amount of consumption of the internet is huge. I mean, that's a huge, huge number. And this means that content marketing, social media, digital, SEO, or search engine optimization, are more intertwined than ever before. And we're going to talk about that a little bit more too. So your content marketing, your social media, your digital, your SEO for your website, they're all intertwined. So a lot of those things really, as a business, you might have gotten away with it a year ago, 2 years ago, that you didn't have to worry about, your social media as much because you had people coming in the door of your business. And now your social media presence and the way you work with all that stuff, it's going to change. And you've got to really be mindful of it because your customers now are not walking through your door, at least right now. They are online and they're looking for you online. Let's go to let's continue on this. I mean, this is really a broad one. We're going to hammer this for just a minute. And I thought about this before. You need to be able to blend strategies that focus on brand awareness, reputation, as well as your SEO support to help people increase your search visibility for your website. So your brand awareness. I mean, you can see for me on Black Success Magazine, right up here in the corner, we've got our brand. Our brand is that circle. I mean, that's really where we're at. What is the things that we talk about success? That's all we talk about. We don't go into politics. We don't go into sports by and large, unless we're talking about somebody who's being very successful. But that's our brand. Our brand is really talking to Black business owners and to talking to people on a success march. And we're meeting you where you're at right now. We're not putting out a print media because that's not really where you're at right now. We'll talk a little bit more about that in just a second, how we intertwine those things. But really, where are you at right now? You're online right now, and that's really important. And once again, reputation building. What's your reputation online? This can help brands boost their online presence. It can inform people, and more importantly, educate your customers, as well as position your brand as a leader in your sector, generating quality backlinks and relevant leads to your website. And why do we say that? Well, the way websites work is a lot of it is backlinks. What do we mean by backlinks? Well, let's say I write an article. I'm writing an article based upon, let's say, Entrepreneur Magazine or Black Enterprise or whatever else. I might actually put in a link because I got a story from somebody else's magazine that goes back to your website or to that website. That also can happen to you too. The content that you put on, people are looking for your stuff. Okay, don't diminish what you put on your website, because people are looking at your website because they're looking for content. They're looking for relevant content for their business owners, and your website might be that. They will go to your website, get a clue about what you're doing, and then use a link if they're reputable. They'll use a link to bring it back to your website, even though it's on their website. They want to give you accreditation for it. They want to give you credit for what they just put on their website. Those are important, especially if it's a bigger known magazine or industry leader. The pandemic has disrupted customer behavior. And because it has disrupted customer behavior, you've got to find out now, is this permanent or is it temporary? And a way to do that, you might want to do a poll. You might want to take a survey to find out what's going on with people, because if not, you're just kind of shooting in the dark. And this might be a temporary thing. I mean, it might be temporary that people are online and maybe not. But use some testing, use some surveys that'll tell you, is this behavior that people are online for a little bit, or is it a permanent thing that this is the way it's going to be? Okay, and we're going to talk a little bit more than that because we're going to run out of time. So I'm going to speed up just a little bit. Add to that, to be truly successful, your digital techniques must be integrated with more traditional tactics such as print, broadcast, email marketing, as part of like a multi-pronged approach to what you're doing. So don't just go do online, but you want to do print. You want to do broadcast. You want to do email marketing. And in Black Success Magazine, we do. That's really where we're at. I mean, we do a lot of this stuff. We do our broadcast format. We do this every single day. And it's really a part of reaching out to everybody. But in addition to that, we do print. In addition to that, we do email marketing. Okay, so you want to begin to look at that. So we're right in line with where people are at, but we've done that from the beginning because we recognize that's the way the our base is. So, and lastly, on this particular subject of everyone is online, use keywords. Search for keywords that you are trying to dominate in. Okay, there are certain keywords that will bring people, if people do searches, because they use Facebook and they use Google to do searches. There are certain keywords or words that are like in a dictionary that you want to be recognized for. You want, when people put in Black Success Magazine, okay, or Black Success, those are words that you should rank way up high when you go to Google or when you go to Facebook or when you go to Instagram or any of these other search engines. YouTube is another search engine. Okay, even though it's a website, it's actually a search engine also. You want to be able to be very cognizant of that those are things that people are going to be looking for. They're going to be looking for you in that. Okay, so dominate those. Find those keywords that you can actually use for your website, because you want to bring everybody back to your website, not so much to social media. It's wonderful that come on Facebook. Okay, it really is. But ultimately, you want people going back to your website, like Black Success Magazine. Okay, you want everybody to go back blacksuccessmagazine.com, because that's really where you're living at. Okay, all right, let's go to number two. Number two, content is still king, folks. Content is still more and more and more people are looking for content because they're all online. According to Zazzle Media, which this is an amazing report, as many as 96% of marketers stated that content marketing has been successful for brand awareness, demand, and revenue. That's important when done right. This is interesting. People are inundated with ads every day, about 10,000 ads per day, which will make value-driven content rise to the top. So that value driven content, I mean, that stuff that really adds adds value to people's lives, that's going to rise to the top. Gone are the days when you could just put something up there to get people to clickbait, because people will see that and they go, gosh, it's another one of these stupid articles about, the baby that, came from Mars or something like that. People don't want that. They want value driven stuff. We're working on an article right now, which is very cool. I'm very excited about, and it's about delivering a business pitch, and this is so important to businesses. If you've watched Shark Tank, it comes on every day. As a matter of fact, I was watching it yesterday, and so we're working on that content for business owners. Business owners want that. I mean, it's not like, once again, it's not like, oh, let's see who is sleeping with who. Nobody cares who's sleeping with who. Okay, unless well, no, nobody's even watching that. They want content that is value driven. It's going to add to your business, and that's important to people. So, content is still king, folks. Email marketing, followed by social content, will grow in popularity, making this an essential element of marketing mix to drive profits. So, customers are very selective now. And especially people who are online, they're not going to, once again, they're just not going to get hooked into that thing where they're looking for, the Martian who, ate the duck. They just don't care about that. They are looking for real value driven stuff. So content is still king. Number 3, because we're running out of time, the CEO needs to be visible. We've been locked down for, and in many cases, up to a year. I mean, many people have been locked down since the beginning of last year, February. I think most people started getting that eerie feeling that they weren't going to be at work. Most states locked down probably March, April, something like that. So we're coming up on a year for most people to be locked down. And so the importance of having the founder or the CEO of your company visible is going to be, in 2021, is going to be very, very important. And the reason why is because we're social creatures. I mean, we love being around other people. Brands are important. They really are. But the importance of having your CEO out in front is going to serve an even more critical part of why you're doing what you're doing, or your success of your brand. I'll give you an example. Elon Musk, who I love. Elon Musk is one of the greatest, if not the greatest, inventor, pioneer, industrialist of our lifetime, especially in the 21st century. He has stuck out like a thumb, a sore thumb, in a sea of social media people, IT people, innovators. And the reason why is because Elon Musk is very, very visible. Him, Richard Branson, very visible guys. Steve Jobs, when he was around, was very visible. That the return to that is going to become very important, because people, one, it's a crowded market. It's just a very crowded market full of people who are trying to talk about how cool they are. But if your product is great, it will be even better if the person who is out front, who's the face of the business, or excuse me, who's the founder of the business, who's the CEO of the business, is out there first. People need to connect with people in addition to brands. So the CEO needs to be more and more visible all the time. And the need for more human and purposeful conversation has never been more important, and it's continued to be important. Number 4. This is probably a no-brainer. Virtual events are the new normal. Yeah, they are, definitely. If you have people have been to more Zoom meetings in the last year than probably the entire time that the whole existence of video conferencing has been around combined. I would assume in the last 8 months, 10 months, that I know personally, I am on a Zoom call half my day of some kind. The reason, and so that tells you how important it is. And I just got started on the virtual events. I was never I was always this. I was always a face-to-face guy, but I found out very quickly that doing virtual events is going to be a part of what I'm going to be doing. And the reason why a lot of people, and the trend is going to be more and more of this, is a couple of fold. Is that one, it just makes sense. It just makes economical sense, because why would I drive to a meeting when I don't have to? I can get 20, 30 people on a Zoom call, and they could be in Pakistan, they could be in Australia, they could be any place, any time zone. All I've got to do is give them the link and say, hey, guys, show up. And they don't have to go anyplace. So it makes so much economical sense. It's convenient. Okay. You folks, right now, I am wearing pants, but I don't have to. I could get up out of my bed, put on a shirt, and I'm good to go. Okay. I got to straighten my collar there, but it's just very convenient. They say the introduction of virtual events has opened up doors to an entire new audience group, making it more accessible than in-person events. 80% of people join virtual events for, get this, educational purposes, which serves as a great platform for businesses to share industry insights, gain the position of an expert leader in the industry. So it just makes perfectly good sense. Virtual events are the new normal. And not only that, but you can do breakout groups. You can do breakout groups. So it's not like, hey, I've got 100 people on there and they're all stuck and they're all talking to each other and they're talking over each other. Zoom, we're not on Zoom right now, but Zoom, if we were on Zoom and I had 15, 20 people on here, I could do breakout groups on that platform and say, hey, you 4 people go there, or you 4 people go there, or you 4 people go here, or 3 people, or whatever I want to do. So you can have breakout groups in these. So it's so much, it makes it so much easier. So you're not just stuck on a screen with, 100 people. That's and just, it's great. But the key to these virtual events, and we're doing this on our platform also, is to make them interactive. It's not just a webinar talking to people. It really needs to be more interactive. That's why what we do here on Black Success Magazine, the podcast, is that on Thursdays and Fridays, we open it up a little bit more. So we allow people actually to talk. So Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, I get information out to you. But Thursday and Friday, we actually have Thursdays, we have Financial Thursdays, and Fridays we have open mic Friday, where you, as the person who's listening to us, you can actually talk back to me and you can tell me whatever you want to tell me, or you can have a conversation about whatever you want. So you want to do that. That is going to be the trend more and more and more as we go into 2021. So you, as a business owner, don't shy away from this stuff, because this is really where you're going to be at. This really is, in addition to what you're doing before, this is going to be one of the most important things it's going to probably be the most important thing you're going to do. Literally, a large percentage of your business will probably be done virtually. And that's not a bad thing. It really isn't. All you've got to do is get a microphone, get a camera. So I have a microphone right here. So many of you probably can see it. There's actually a microphone right here. I put it out of the way so you can't see it. And I've got a camera here, and really you can broadcast to the world. When I discovered this? I discovered this in 2008. That you probably can search the archives of what I've done over the years. And I started doing this in 2008. So 11 years that I've been doing some sort of video presentation online, because I knew that's really where it was going to be at. I mean, years ago. So you, as a business owner, know that's where it's going to go. Lastly, social commerce. Online commerce via social is going to be the next trend. What do we mean by that? People searching for your product, your service, is going to start probably on social media. You need to understand that and develop a presence online so that it makes it easy for people to find you. Now, this is probably one of my, one of my pet peeves is that business owners will come online, say and they say, "Hey, world, I've got a business," and then you can't find them. They don't want anybody to email them. They don't want to show you where your website is at. They make it hard for you to be found online. And what happens then? You've just given your competition an advantage. You really have. When you make it hard for people to find you online, you've just given your competition advantage, and they didn't even have to pay for it. Know this: social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all those things, LinkedIn, are all search engines and can be used to find you. Make it easy. Make it easy for people to find you. As a matter of fact, because they're free ways of getting people to find you. Let them find you. I mean, if people want to know what your email is, give it to them, because that's a potential new client. Don't hide it. I know people don't like spam in their inbox. You know what the easiest way to get rid of that spam is? Delete, next, delete, next, block, next. It's really easy to do that. They're not coming to your house. So this is not a rebuke. This is just showing you that if you don't do that, once again, you've just given your competition an advantage, because people are very, very fickle. People are very, very impatient. And what they want to do is they want to find what they're looking for now. And if you're not posting, if you're not visible, if you're not on the right social media, you're making it hard on yourself. So here's some advice for you to do. Get online and post. Use those social platforms. If somebody's got a group, like we have Black Success Magazine, we also have Black Business Chamber of Commerce. And the Black Business Chamber of Commerce is the place where people go to look for Black business. Okay. There are other sites that are out there. There really are. There's a lot of other groups and pages out there where people congregate, but go to the one that actually makes sense. If it says it's a Black Business Chamber, go to that page and join that group. Okay. So this is a unashamed and unabashed plug for the Black Business Chamber of Commerce, because I founded it, but it makes sense. It makes sense that you go to a page that is meant for that page. It's the Black Business Chamber of Commerce. So go to that page, join the organization. Okay. Don't be a cheapskate. Okay. Because it's going to cost you in the end. It's going to cost you in the end. I love these other groups that are out there. They're wonderful groups out there. And there's a lot of just wonderful groups out in the blogosphere. But they don't make sense for people to go to, because, especially if you're a business owner, if you're a business owner, go to a site, join a site that specifically is the one that is for your particular industry. Okay. And if it says Black business on it, that's where people are going to go. We own that. We own that space. That's where you want to go to. Okay. Anyways, folks, so the trend for 2021 is social commerce. Okay. That online commerce using social media is going to be very, very important. So use those sites, get on it, and be very active in it. Anyways, hey, folks, this has been Sherman Ray, Black Success Magazine, the podcast. Once again, you can go to our website at blacksuccessmagazine.com and check out videos, podcasts, articles, all that cool stuff. And you can actually download our magazine, which is on there. Or you can send me an email at info@blacksuccessmagazine.com. Get on our newsletter. Okay, we're sending out newsletters on a weekly basis, and you can get on that. Just ask me for it, and you can get on there. Once again, you can get a hold of us at Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and on Apple Podcasts, folks. This has been Sherman Ray, Black Success Magazine, the podcast. We'll see you again tomorrow for another broadcast at 8:30 in the morning. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.